Good morning, another morning. 2014 Land Rover 4 diesel, but that doesn't really matter what the problem I've got here. Came in Saturday and he said, oh, the ESP keeps coming on and I've got problems here and lights on here. I didn't get all the story, but I got the gist of it. And then the real story came a few weeks before that. Someone had really clouted the near side front wheel, and they had problems with the light coming on again, and then it went to get tracked, and then they got this light come on. So the first thing I did is I plugged into it, and this is what I got. This is quite a weird, to be honest. So I've got power control module, but that's not what I'm going to be going into. ABS, body, and right level. So if you go into report, if we can go down here, cool. So I've got an oil level sensor. Now, yeah, I don't think that's got anything to do with what my problem is. Because at the moment I've got no suspension and everything flashing all over the place. So in ABS I've got a steering angle, the invalid data sent from the steering angle sensor. Body control module, calibration data, whatever that is, we'll worry about that. Again, this one's come under invalid. This one is ride height, and I've got high-speed CAN communication. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on, Trev, stop mucking about. Right, and then again, temporary, invalid steering angle sensor module. So if I come out of here, today would be nice. Cancel. But let's go to the steering angle sensor, which is here. Oh, we've got no faults. Let's have a little look then, see what's going on. No faults. And when I first, because what I've done is I reprogrammed it in on or to calibrate it on Saturday, and this is where everything went wrong. But I did advise the customer before it happened. See, no fault codes, which is strange. But then when you go in here, you can see a lot of false, internal false. Now I'm taking it, obviously it likes the status of that one because it's true. But the one thing I do see is steering angle sensor, 5773. So I'm hoping it's going to be the steering angle sensor. Okay, right. Removing the airbag. Yeah, we got some fun now, haven't we? To get the actual airbag out, I've got a little tab like that. I mean, as you can see, it's Mercedes and does the job. I use it on Volkswagens. I use it on anything I can. And what you have to do is you have to put it in that little hole there. Okay. Which then try and retrieve it. That's it. And then you'll pull this out here, and then you've got to remove the wires here. So don't yank, for God's sake, because it's tied up here. So what you need to do is just pull the wires over there, and she gives you a little bit of space. And as you can see, there's those little tabs there. So what you do is you pull it, it pulls it out, and that unclips from there. I say, couple tabs here, pull the tabs up, pull that one out. I think it's got a little clip on it, and then we can remove the airbag. Okay, next stage. Little 16mm bolt that goes into there. So just crack off a 16mm on here. I told lies. I thought they were them little yellow bits that you used to pull off, but you don't. You have to squeeze the little tabs and pull them out. so I was wrong there. So if you didn't watch the old video, then you missed out, didn't you? And you pull that tab out, and I think we get away with these two in here. I think there's enough to go through there. And as you can see, the steering wheel's actually marked up. See the little mark there? And that's where we put it back together. I did put a little mark on there as well, for just in case there wasn't anything, but probably no my luck, the wind would have blown the dust off, but all good fun. Right, so I'm going to take the steering wheel off and dig in deeper, and we'll see what we get. I did disconnect the battery at the start as well, so I've actually got to this stage, and I've showed how I've got to this stage. You got to pull this out here. There's 4 clips, and it is tight, and you think I'm going to break it, but it comes out. So I've taken the light switch out because it doesn't like that too much, so I've put that back in, and it switches all the lights off, so that's a good one. In there you'll see there's a plastic bit for your wiring. Just pull that down and that one comes out. And what we got here is we've got 4 T40 torque screws, one down, 4 of them, one down there. As I say, that's what I think I'm definitely gonna have to remove, and I'm hoping to actually take this out in all one hit. I'm not saying I'm gonna, but I'm hoping I'm gonna. Obviously remove all your wires and everything like that. And let's have a quick look. And then on the bottom there's can you see there's a bolt. There's the steering angle sensor, that one with the white writing on there, and you've got to take that bolt off as well. And then hopefully I'm going to pull the whole module out, but I'll show you how I'm going, and we'll see how it goes. Cool. This has been out in the old it's been outside, and it's a little steamy up out here, so well, that's not good at all. Makes me look pretty, doesn't it? Anyway, hopefully you saw that. Okay, the first one we've done is that 13mm, which is I'm gonna have to put you in the mirror. Where is she? There she is. And we'll just take that out of there. And that's your first bolt. You ain't got to put that's a great idea, isn't it, eh? So you don't have to put a flaming spanner up there and need to be a contortionist then, but that's the one that actually holds the column in place. So I'll just put the nut back on the bolt, and I won't lose it then, will I? And right, I'm going to go for them 4 screws. Now what I'm hoping is I've got one of these wobbly torques, and I mean I can get to the bottom ones pretty easy. Let's see if I can get to, I'm hoping I'm gonna. So if I can get into that. Okay, can you see that happening? If you can see anything that's dirt. Oh, that looks a bit pretty, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, so wire these down. So there's one screw. See if we can get into this one, which would be nice. Do with the light here. Come on. Got it. Down. So hopefully you can see. Yes. Go on, baby. Number 2. Right, I'm going to do the last 2. You ain't going to watch me do those 2, but as I say, that's a pretty nifty old tool to so you don't have to even get to bits and pieces. But the other 2 are quite easy, straight up, and then I'll take that out and then I'll show you. Hopefully it all comes out in one hit and we're going to be laughing. But have I done one before? No. Okay, so I've got the back bolts out, and the back bolts they're a little bit shorter than the front ones, so we'll got those 2. And the other good thing I like about this one, reminds me of a Japanese car I worked on, the air conditioning pump. Unbelievable. Lift it up, hooked it onto a bit, and then you can put the bolts on it, held it itself in place. A bit like this really. And this one's got a couple of hooks, which is there, so you can hook it up underneath there, and then just make sure you got that underneath there, and then you can put the bolts in. I mean, back in the day, Christ, used to struggle like hell. Love it, love it, love it. Make my life easier. Job's hard enough now. Right, so hopefully now I have got all the wires out of the actual column itself, and let's see what happens. Let's see what. Right, so what you got to do is that on the where that 13mm bolt was, you've got to push it over to the right, and it pulls off obviously what it notches into. So no good yanking, get a hammer on it, because it could be an expensive mistake. So as I say, I'll show you in a minute. Come on, baby. Come on. You can have a look at that. Okay, and here's our steering module. So you can see this bit here. As I say, all you do, just pull it back. Don't start smacking the hell out of it, don't need it. So, the bit we're going to change is this bit here, which I haven't got at the moment because the Land Rover haven't dropped it off. But that is your steering angle sensor, which is held in by, I'm going to have a guess, probably T20, T25s. Take that out, put it in, and then obviously fitting it is going to be exactly the opposite. We're without breaking anything. I think that would be a good idea too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to obviously I've got to wait for the part, and then I'll get it all back in. And yeah, flipping, all good fun in it. Okie dokie, Land Rover have landed. So they've dropped the part off. This is the component which is I've taken off, which goes here. One thing I did forget to actually mention is when you take the steering wheel and off, you just make a little mark on your steer, and at least then, as long as you don't move it, because you shouldn't move it anyhow, but at least you know it's going to go back in the same place. So the new box, there's the actual part number, and it's like Christmas, it really is. And this is the new part. So that fits in here. Just take those out there, that there. Oh, that's tight. Just to clip off. And then the new one. Now, if you have a look, you've got these teeth in here, and obviously those teeth have got to go in there. Now that looks a little bit wider than what that one does, so I'm gonna say it goes in like that. And clicks in like that. Okay, so all in there, and the screws go back in. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it all back together again, because I'm not going to show you that. Trying to hold this camera and then trying to do some skills on the editing, it just ain't going to happen. I'll show you how we program that back in afterwards. Right, I'll catch you soon. Bye.